When I read this particular report from Euan, I was very touched by it, and I am full of admiration for your courage and for your openness and honesty this morning. Euan.
Good morning, Mr. Butler, Mr. Ackerman, staff, parents, and my fellow Guildfordians. Today, I am talking about disabilities and how being different is okay. If you look in the thesaurus under disability, it says handicap, crippled, damaged, weakened, incapable, powerless, and so on. Thinking about this definition isn't how I view being disabled. Let me explain. I consider myself disabled. I'm proud of that. I have more operations than you would believe. In fact, I had an endoscopy only yesterday where they stuck a camera down my throat. I was born with a deformed esophagus, and I have something wrong with my muscles, which make me really tired. And the muscles in my legs get really tight, like I'm having a constant cramp. Even my brain isn't quite normal. I've been prodded and poked since the moment I was born. So when I see dictionaries describe disabled people as incapable and weak, I just can't agree. Having something different about you makes the world more interesting and varied. You only have to see the amazing athletes at the Paralympics to see that. But not everyone who is disabled can do the Paralympics. It's more about challenging yourself. For example, I run cross country like everyone else. I know it hurts everyone. You can see that from the pains on everyone's faces, but it really hurts me. When it finished, it takes me ages to get over it. One year I came 17th out of 60. I was so proud of myself. I really just put one foot in front of another. There are many different disabilities and many you can't see. I know it's confusing for people that I can walk and run, but I still need a wheelchair. Being disabled isn't black and white. Everyone is different. Some people might have really bad hearing or sight. Some people might have autism or dyslexia. Some people might have something wrong with their cells in their body, just like me. Not every disability can be seen. Jamie Oliver has dyslexia, but he has found ways to cope with it. Even my mum has dyslexia, and she's got a degree, and that hasn't let her hold it back. But having a disability makes life harder, particularly a physical disability. When we went to Hong Kong, my dad went through endless pain just to get me from A to B, because Hong Kong is not wheelchair accessible. My dad had to carry my wheelchair up and down so many stairs. I'm lucky I can get out of my wheelchair and walk. My disabled friend Barry can't walk at all. Barry had a terrible accident when he was in his teens. He dived into the sea and broke his neck, causing him to be paralysed. Today, Barry is an ice hockey enthusiast, and he runs his very own charity to help other people. I went to Sydney for this big ice hockey game, and Barry was there. When it was finished, we needed to get a wheelchair-accessible taxi, as Barry can't get out of his wheelchair. Whereas I can get out on Ford 9. There are so few wheelchair-accessible cabs, and everyone kept taking them. After about 2 hours, some really nice guys insisted that we took their wheelchair taxi. By this point, it was the middle of the night, and it was so cold. Barry, as he is paralysed, he has major problems when it gets cold, and his body just can't cope. It was horrible. I was even sadder in the taxi when Barry, who sat right at the back, couldn't hear what everyone else was saying, but luckily he has a lovely wife. I consider myself disabled. I'm proud of that. Don't get me wrong. I hate the pain and operations, and it's upsetting when I can't do well in sport. But being different doesn't bother me anymore. When I was younger, I used to get annoyed if anyone asked me about my legs, but I know people are just interested. I can see there are great things about being different. For me, I've found some advantage in it since having the wheelchair. First of all, no one noticed the plastic things on my legs anymore, as they're too busy looking at my cool wheels. Secondly, I can go faster than people walk. And even when I go to theme parks, you can always skip the queue, which is a great thing. I bet everyone in this assembly could tell me something that's different about themselves. I know how hard it is to be different, to look different, or even feel different, but don't be ashamed of it. Be proud of the things that make you. Spending time in a wheelchair and in and out of hospital had made me who I am. I try to help the younger kids at the Botox clinic when they get freaked out before their injections. I know some of you don't like needles, but honestly, they don't really hurt. Can you imagine a world where everyone's born perfect? Would have no Stevie Wonder to make great music? If Albert Einstein wasn't dyslexic or autistic, maybe he wouldn't change the face of physics. The world is like a patchwork quilt. It would be very boring if the quilt was made of the same square. For the world to be alive and thriving, we need a patchwork quilt of many different colours and designs. So from now on, accept you're different. Stop stressing about it. For me, my disability is not an inability. Having a disability has taught me to accept the bad bits in life. My quote to end is from my favourite TV series. I do not consider myself handicapped, I consider myself handicapable. Thank you.